You're tuned into On the Road with Studio A, powered by Aderant. It starts with the A.
Welcome to Studio A, powered by Aderant. My name is Will Ayers. We have a special guest here, Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Ms. Jessica Kattman. How are you doing today?
I am awesome, Will. I'm so excited to be here. We are at our Global Momentum event in Nashville, and this is my first ever podcast. So I'm thrilled.
I'm telling you now, this won't be the last.
Let's do it. I got a lot to say.
We're here at Global Momentum in Nashville, as you said, the annual user conference for Aderant. Big week for us as a company, launch striding, a lot going on, but there's a team that puts this event together every year, which is the marketing team, which you lead. Can you talk about everything that goes into bringing this huge dynamic conference to life?
Absolutely. And honestly, it's hard to even decide where to begin when it comes to the planning of Momentum. As you said, like our team, we are the driver behind the event, the logistics, bringing it all together. But then there are so many teams across the organization that are also involved in it. So it is a true group effort. You know, when you think about hotel logistics, you think about opening registration, you think about all the promotion that goes into it. And then you think about the content, all of the sessions. This year alone, we had 94 breakout sessions, and that doesn't even take into account all the work that goes into coordinating and planning the general session, all of the design elements. You know, we really start almost a year in advance. So we're going to give the team a little break, and then we'll immediately jump into planning 2025. And we're always learning. Imagine massive project plans, giant budgets that we're working against down to the penny in some cases. And so we're actively partnering with our finance team to make sure that we're on track. But ultimately, the goal is always to give our attendees the best experience. We want this, and we feel like it is the best event in legal tech. And I think that's reflective of the energy that we feel here on site, which is just such an exciting place to be.
Now, in addition to driving momentum, talk to us about some other things that the marketing team is responsible for at Aderant.
Absolutely. So when I think about everything that our marketing team is responsible for and the size of our team, it's really impressive everything that we're able to accomplish. So we have a number of different functions within the marketing team. Our events team is actually only 2 people. So when we think about momentum, it all spans the entire team. We bring everyone involved. You've been actively involved, which is really exciting for everyone to feel like they're part of it. But you know, it's not only events for us, which includes our Aderant hosted events and trade shows, but we're also responsible for product promotion, lead generation, brand awareness, content, that sits right under you, and communications. You've been such a great addition to the team in helping us amplify our brand voice and the amazing things that we're rolling out, and partnerships with third-party industry organizations and making sure we're feeding all of that information to them. And then we've got our in-house design team. So we've got web development, digital design, graphic design, and they bring our brand vision to life, which is so impressive. And then we wouldn't function without operations, and so that's another piece of it. And then we have, we're constantly watching the market to see, what other messages are coming out, how we're perceived, competitive intel. I could go on.
Sounds like a pretty busy team.
It is. We're constantly busy. We've been really consumed and focused on momentum the last couple of weeks, but there's so much in our wheelhouse, but it makes it exciting. I love it.
Now, something else in the marketing team's wheelhouse is, of course, Studio A.
Yes.
We launched Studio A on the road in Nashville this week. And when I first started at Aderant, you talked about potentially bringing a podcast to life, and we continued to throw ideas on the table and kind of mixed everything in the pot and brought this vision to life, I would say. So what do you want this podcast to represent going forward? Because we've had some amazing interviews all throughout the week, but I felt like it was mandatory that we talk to one of the leaders that was behind the launch of it as well. So what do you want Studio A to represent, not only for Aderant, but for the legal tech industry as well?
So one of the things that surprised me when I started at Aderant is just the energy and the subject matter expertise and the creativity within the Aderant organization. And there's so much creativity, color, like vibrancy to it. And I feel like sometimes that gets lost in translation when it's an article that someone's reading, which is incredibly important to make sure that we are sharing our insights. But there's so much personality, and I feel like that is just such a value add. And so to give our team a voice, a true voice, is something that was really important to me. And I felt like a podcast would be a great opportunity for that. And I have loved collaborating with you on that. I'd love for you to kind of share with me how you came to Studio A, because I absolutely love the name. But then as you and I have started, or as we were brainstorming what this could look like, we came up with Studio A being this network, the concept of a network. And then there are all these different series within the network, where we can have different product managers talking about upcoming releases. We have members of our executive team who have great dynamics together, having their own series that might just be more about vision and innovation. And there's so much that we have to say. And Aderant, we are the leader in the legal tech space. And so there's so much insight that we have. And we're always ideating and sharing ideas across functions. And so for us to be able to share that and expose that, I feel like is incredibly valuable. But then it also gives our clients and prospects and other people in the industry just insight into who we are. I think it humanizes us a lot, which I think is really cool.
Leaning back into the name of the podcast, I remember when I first came to Aderant, I saw the phrase, it starts with the A. And I think that we were in a meeting one day and we were talking about the actual physical space, the actual studio, which we can get to next. But I was just brainstorming ideas, and then I thought about it starts with the A, and I just put studio and A together, and then it just came to life.
So I thought of it as almost like just a take on SNL.
Yep.
And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And I'm so excited you mentioned the space, because we had this space, and we call it the Den. Our mascot is Wolfie, and so it's a more comfortable space with a couch and things like that to meet and collaborate. And we're taking it over though, and we're making it our podcasting studio, but we want it to have that same vibe. Like we want it to be super comfortable. Everyone coming in there is they're just relaxed, hanging out on the couch. Maybe Rafi's got a fire behind him for moments with Rafi, but it's just a great vibe in its current form. And so to be able to bring the podcast studio to the current space is going to be great.
I'm excited. I got one more question for you before you get out of here, because I know there's a closing reception that we have to get to.
All right.
We've taken Studio A and brought it to life and brought it to Nashville. I'm assuming, since we're at Momentum and we've got some momentum now, that we'll be also taking Studio A on the road as well going forward when that opportunity presents itself. What can we expect from the marketing team or from Aderant for the remainder of the year? Because I know there's a lot of cool, exciting things going on.
Absolutely. So the Global Momentum event, it always gives us a burst of energy. We had a lot of great things that we were planning leading up to this event, Studio A being one of them, and being able to launch this initiative. And so being able to then capitalize on this moment, but then continue on. We are going to be in London in June for our Momentum London event, and then we will be at ILTACon in August. And both of those events are other great opportunities, not only for us to collaborate with each other internally, but also talk to our clients. So I am personally excited about leveraging those opportunities to get our clients in Studio A. We had our Momentum Talk segment this morning where we had a client panel, and I know you've been able to continue some of those conversations here, but there's so many clients that, we're talking to on a regular basis, and to be able to bring them into this and give them a little bit more of a voice will be super exciting. But then beyond that, we just launched the Stride platform. platform, and we are super excited about it. That is our vision for the future. But then we're always, developing, and there's more to come with the roadmap across all of our product lines. And so whether it's talent management and the VI suite, to Bill Blast, Onyx, Sierra, there's so much more that's coming over the course of the next however many months we have left in the year. And it's, to be able to share those announcements and then also just continue to inject our own marketing creativity into things is it's super exciting.
Well, I'm super excited. I think that you've done like an incredible job of kind of providing a runway for creativity, and I think that the plane is flying at this point. So
Yes,
it's only up from here.
we have a fantastic team. It is one of those things where I get excited to come to work every day. When you tell people that they're like, "What do you do?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm in marketing," and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool. Who do you work for?" I'm like, "I work for Aderant. I've never heard of them." "Oh, it's legal software." People immediately just like look away almost, and I'm like, no, it's actually really cool. And we've just got such a great team. It's such great energy, and I can't wait to see what not only you and I are going to do with Studio A, but what the team has in store. It's going to be great.
Well, Jess, it's been a pleasure. I know that you're going to be on Studio A many times,
I'm
so
excited.
this is the beginning of something special. But thank you for stopping by the first rendition of Studio A.
Thank you for having me, Will. It's been
You are-
great.
You are welcome. See you later.
You're tuned into On the Road with Studio A, powered by Aderant. It starts with the A.